Good evening, everyone. So today, there is no need anymore to explain that livestock farming has a heavy burden on our environment. Yet, more than 80% of the people are still consuming meat on a regular basis. Therefore, companies started to looking on alternatives. And first companies already successfully started to growing real meat. But instead of growing a whole cow, they take the cells, grow it in a steel tank, similar to a beer brewing process, to make real meat. Now, to producing just 1 kilogram of this so-called cultivated meat, you also only need a fraction of the resources needed as for a livestock farmed 1 kilogram meat product. And numbers show that in just 15 years from now, it will be almost as likely that you will eat a piece of cultivated meat as a piece of regularly produced meat. But let me explain you a bit more in detail how that works. So it sounds a bit like science fiction, but first companies have already successfully cultivated meat, which you can actually see on the picture to the right. You first take a cell biopsy from the animal, be it a cow or a fish, and you then isolate these cells in the lab before you grow them in a big steel tank, similar to the one that is shown on the picture. Now, what comes out of the steel tank is a mass that is similar to what you put in a sausage. And also, when you further process it, you get products like a sausage, chicken nuggets, or hamburger patties. What most people don't know is that these companies producing this cultivated meat struggle. Why? Because they can only make processed products, which do not have any texture. They cannot really make large pieces of meat that are connected, and hence can only make low-margin products. And this is exactly why we founded Sallea. Sallea is a B2B company providing the technology needed to cultivate texturized products. We do this with our 3D structuring platform, which can produce so-called scaffolds. So not the one from the Vigier, we have different types of scaffolds, which you can actually see here on the picture. These scaffolds add texture and nutritional value to the end product because they remain in there and are edible. Very important too is that they build a basis for the cells to grow in 3 dimensions, so basically into thick tissue, muscle and fat, which then end up in a chunky piece of meat. And with that, we can actually target products with a high margin. And last but not least, it's very important that we also provide the hardware which is needed to scale the cultivation cost effectively. And what comes out in the end is the picture to the right, a nice steak that can be eaten. Now, of course, all of this would not be possible without a great team. We are 3 female entrepreneurs in the co-founding team. Our technology was initially developed at ETH Zurich between Nicole and I, and then Anna joined us later on, who is also actually here in the audience. Now, we grew our team to 6 full-time equivalents with an interdisciplinary team and push further our mission to adding texture to cultivated products. Thanks a lot for listening.